This is Radar from the Radar Entertainment blog, coming to another edition of MLB Observations, Week 9 of the 2023 season. As you see, I'm on the road in Miami to watch baseball. So let's go first, the Cubs. Mike Tauchman, he's a nice journeyman, but he's not a million-order hitter on a team. He's a backup. But Nico, Horner, Swanson 1 and 2, Happ and Suzuki 3 and 4 makes perfect sense. Swanson 5th? No, he's not a million-order hitter. Morel's the infielder playing the outfield. I also wouldn't DH him or Nico Horner. And then I wouldn't use the DH last. Yeah, Alizé, I thought he's a starter pitching on the bullpen, the Reds. Stevenson's been an okay catcher in his career, but he's not a million-order hitter, nor Nick Senzel. I like that they've been playing him in the infield a lot, but again, he's not an outfielder. It's a little in center field. Newman, I'm glad they've been playing him in the infield and even batting him leadoff, but again, not a 6 or 7 hitter. Barrero. Again, why are you playing an infielder in the outfield and center field? At the same time of playing, Senzel in left field. I like that. TJ Friedl led off once, but Fraley, again, not a cleanup hitter. India. He should be batting 1 or 2, not 3 or 4. And Fairchild's, again, a backup, not a middle-order hitter. And the Dodgers, Mookie Betts and Freeman. It's one thing to put Mookie Betts lead off and Freeman second, but both? Because then you got Will Smith batting third. He's a good offensive catcher, but he's not a million-order hitter like that. And stupidly, some days by David Peralta last when he's supposed to be their everyday left fielder and give them offense. Hayward, again, not a center fielder. He's a great right fielder. And Chris Taylor, he's a great utility player to have, but he's not a cleanup hitter. And then Mookie stopped playing the infield when they have enough guys to do that. Rays. Yandy Diaz is a million-order hitter. Stop batting him leadoff. I like Wander Franco second, but, at the expense of Brandon Lau batting third or fourth. He did bat 7th another day this week, but again, keep him in the same spot. Harold Ramirez, backup outfielders are not DHs or middle-order hitter. Josh Lau batting leadoff is silly when he was batting in the middle lineup. And Randy Ozareno, why is he batting second when he should be in the middle of the lineup? And then Jalen Beeks did start, but then he also pitched out of the bullpen. Tigers, I like Riley Green and Baez in that 2-3 spot, not the reverse, where Baez is second and Green is third. That just makes no sense. Baez is supposed to be a middle-order hitter. And then Maytime. Utility guys don't bat 5th or DH. Miggy, again, it's his last season in baseball. Don't disrespect it by batting him 7th. And Ibanez is an infielder, but again, not a first baseman or an outfielder. Eric Haas is pretty much your starting catcher. Why play him in left field? Tyler Nevin, man, you're turning him into his father. Like Phil, you're playing him everywhere when he's a third baseman. And Scope, again, if the dude was going to be a third baseman, that would have happened 3, 4, 5 years ago. Not now, And then the White Sox, when Tim and Benny are 1 and 2, makes total sense. Again, Sheets and Aloy playing right field is a defensive liability. They're both DHs. Aloy or Jake Berger batting second when they should be middle lineup is even dumber. And Berger got a rep at second base in a blowout the other day, so that was good to get him in there. And then when you batted Berger or Aloy second, you bat Benintendi seventh. That's stupid, but again, second is where he belongs. Oh, Adley Rutschman, I know he's having a great season, but again, I would love him 5th to drive more runs than second. Frazier and Hayes batting somewhere between 4 and 6, not where, slapstick hitting guys go. O'Hearn, he's a power guy. Don't bat him 8th. And again, he's a first baseman, not an outfielder. They have 7 outfielders. McKenna pitched in a blowout. Voth is a starting pitcher pitching out of the bullpen. Again, I wrote Hayes 3rd like I did earlier there. Again, not another hitter. Urias, backup infielders don't bat 5th. Hayes batting 2nd or Frazier batting 1st. Good decisions. Rangers, the whole Simeon Seager 1 and 2. I'm okay with if Simeon's your leadoff hitter. But again, you've got Corey Seager to bat in the middle of the lineup, not to be your, top of the order hitter. Okay? Smith, I thought he's a third baseman. Why is he playing shortstop? Why is he playing outfield? And then Dunning actually started. That's good. Yankees, Sol Gleyber, Torres, Judge 1 and 2. So that Willie Calhoun and DJ LeMahieu and Harrison Bader and Jake Bauers in the middle of your lineup. I get the Jake Bauers part, but again, DJ LeMahieu has always been a top yard hitter. Harrison Bader's a glove first player. Willie Calhoun hasn't been consistent or healthy enough to be a middle-order hitter. And then Judge playing right field's good. No more center field. But again, DJ LeMahieu going back and forth between first base and third base. Just keep him in one spot. Anthony Velope, There's no offensive value for him batting 7th. If he's not batting 1 or 2 or 9th, it's silly. Isaiah Kanafalefa played a game at shortstop and played a game in center field, played a game in left field, third base. I know he's like now a glorified utility player, but again, natural born catchers are not outfielders or shortstops. This Waldo Cabrera dude, he played some games at third base in the outfield. Stop throwing this young guy everywhere. Bauer, first baseman playing the outfield, and it's just not where he belongs. He did play first base or DH once or twice and bat in the middle lineup. That's fine. Padres, when Cronenworth is playing second base, leading off or batting second, that's good for his contact hitter. And but not when he's batting 4 through 6 or playing first base because he's not giving you the offensive value there. I like Soto and Bogart in the middle lineup, but what's up with this Brandon Dixon guy getting it back to first base and batting middle lineup? You know, what is Machado? Because I've seen Kim play third base, which is fine. But when you have Nelson Cruz and Matt Carpenter, I'd rather play those guys. They took Fernando Tatis out of the leadoff spot and put him second, which is okay. Odor batting leadoff is interesting, but it's not the worst. Christian batting 7th, there's no offensive value. Kim batting leadoff makes sense. And again, I said Dixon in the middle lineup. Cardinals, Goldschmidt batting second is not where a middle hitter belongs, because then if Paul DeYoung's batting 6 and you got Gorman or Donovan or Burleson or these young guys batting in the middle lineup, that's cool. But again, that's the whole point of having Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Los Contreras to be in the middle lineup. And Edmund, it's cool you put the utility. He's originally a utility guy before he became everyday second baseman or shortstop, but he's a center fielder. That's a stretch. Matz, I thought he's a starting pitcher in rotation. Why is he pitching on a bullpen? Cleveland, the whole Menace Rosario defensive value, because Rosario is not as good defensively as a Menace, but he's also a much better hitter in terms of power. And then the whole swapping them 2 and 6. And this Arias guy, if he's in the lineup for his bat, that's fine. You're playing him everywhere, but he's a middle infielder by trade. Atlanta, I love Acuna in right field. But he and Freddie Freeman both in the 1-2 spot is when you got Darno or Albies or Murphy batting 3 or 4 when you really want those guys and Riley to be your 3 through 5 guys. Okay, the start, Trey Turner leading at the top. The lineup for Phillies is great. Bryce Harper, Nicky Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto 1 through 6. That's like perfect because then Bowman's your 7 hitter, and then it doesn't matter if it's Clemens, Sosa, or Marsh to end your lineup. That's great. The Phillies finally figured it out. And Matt Strom, I thought he made the team as starting pitcher. Why is he pitching in a bullpen? Royal, Vinny Pasquantino took the first base job because he was being a better hitter. Why is he second? With Merrifield, if he's not letting lead off for second or even third, he's not a 4 hitter. I'm a middle hitter at this point. Melendez, I'm glad they took him out of the leadoff spot because they want his bat in the middle lineup, but he's a catcher playing the outfield. He makes bad mistakes. Prado, again, a first baseman playing the outfield. Him in left field is a stretch, man, you know. And also, why are you batting leadoff? He's a slugger. Salvador Perez, one of your best hitters, should be middle lineup, not second. Lopez, defensively, he can play anywhere, but offensively, he's not going to give you much at third base. And JBJ giving you center field is the best value. Washington, I like Lane Thomas, Luis Garcia, Meneses, 1 and 3. Makes sense. Speed, contact, power. Ken Lawrence was one of the worst hitters last year. Why would I want him clean up? Molda Vargas is a utility guy. Why would I want him in the middle lineup? Chavis got that, finally plays natural born position third base. And I thought Chad Cole was a starter for this team. Why is he pitching in the bullpen? Minnesota, Donovan Solano is a second base and third baseman. Stop playing at first base. I don't care where he's in the lineup. Correa, you got to be in the middle lineup. So switching back and forth between second and third is silly. Buxton, third, fourth. He's your best guy. Like, stop moving him around. Willie Castro, infielder by trade. Stop playing him in the outfield. Kyle Garlick, first baseman. Stop playing in the outfield. Gallo is a slugger, not a leadoff hitter. Julian, batting second or leadoff is good for a contact hitting guy. Kepler, good. No longer worry about him being 1 or 2. 6 is fine for me. Kyle Farmer's a catcher by trade. Stop playing him as shortstop. And Polanco, stop playing the. Why would you bet this guy in the leadoff spot when he's, you know, a home run hitter? Okay, Blue Jays. I like Springer playing right field, no longer playing center field, but I would take him over in center field. Then a day we play Varsho in center, or I put Biggio or Whit Merrifield in the outfield. Come on. Makes sense. Play outfielders in the outfield, infielders in the infield. Again, Whit Merrifield, not a million-order hitter, and Biggio is not a first baseman, it's second baseman. But with Shep batting second's perfect, don't change that. Springer, I would get him out of leadoff spot, but that's just me. Brewers. If Darren Ruff's on your team now instead of Luke Voigt, that's fine. Both are first baseman DHs. But Ruff's not a leadoff hitter, and you should be batting in the middle lineup, not all the way 8th. They lost the DH maneuvering. Contreras should be middle lineup, not second. Willie Diamond should not be batting third, he should be at the top. Yelich batted cleanup a few times, but they compounded that by batting him first. Just keep in the middle lineup. Owen Miller, glorified utility guy. Why is he batting fourth or fifth? Second's totally fine. Mike Brasero got to actually play his natural born position this week, first base, but he also pitched in a blowout. Winker batted fifth or sixth instead of second. I'm like, that's a novel idea, and DH'd him. But then, of course, I think his best, he plays left field, and Yelich plays right field. Anderson, stop playing him in the outfield, he's an infielder. I know Abraham Turrell's up, and again, Turrell never gets to play really third base, so it's good he is. But Owen Miller's a utility guy. He should be thrown anywhere. Let Anderson and Turrell play their natural born positions. Okay? San Francisco. You have so many natural born outfielders, like Lamonte Wade Jr. Stop playing at first base and playing a catcher like Sable in the outfield when Sable could be a first baseman because he's a catcher by trade. That would make more sense. Also, he's not a two-hitter. Yaz, I like them batting second. Anywhere 3 through 6 is not a power spot. Slater leading off, no, he's a power guy. Left field a lot better improved than in playing center field. They lost the DH maneuvering, and Wisely, the second baseman outfielder, pitched in a blowout. But also, Junis and Minaya pitched at a bullpen, and they did an opener when they could just start one of those guys. Colorado, the profile Brian in the outfield, they cringe for their infielders by trade. Blackman leading off, that's been his thing. Is their DS dude, is their catcher, but he's not a million-yard hitter. And Harold Castro, again, infielder playing the outfield, did play some infield. Grichuk, he's not a center field, he's a corner outfielder. And again, leading off is silly. Chris Bryant batting second is stupid, and then batting in fifth. The million-yard hitter, that's what you're paying all this money for. Nolan Jones is the first baseman. Why is he playing right field or left field? You have plenty of outfielders at this point. Peter Lambert, starting pitcher. They finally started Dilson Lamet. Well, come on. You need your starting pitchers to actually start. Okay, Mets. Lindor second and McNeil third. I've been telling you to swap that, but then Lindor did bat third at least once. Alvarez. They want him in the lineup because of his bat, not because of his speed. So why is he batting second? And Mark Hanna, again, right field the stretch for a first baseman by trade. Angels, Taylor Ward, a catcher by trade. Stop playing him in the outfield every day. At least he's not playing center field. But again, not a leadoff hitter. I like eighth. That's totally fine by me. Trout could be the middle lineup in that second. They lost the DH for maneuvering. Tice is a corner infielder, outfielder, not a catcher. And Mickey Moniak, I'm glad he's been leading off. Okay, Miami. Wendell is a utility player, but he's not a shortstop. When you have Birdie and Garrett Hampson and Jazz and Gene Scurry, got all these shortstops. Okay, so Lair should be middle lineup, not second, because then Arise is batting third when he's a top of the order hitter, but he did at least bat leadoff once. De La Cruz and Sanchez batting 3, 4, and 5 again when they're backups, for the most part. They haven't figured things out as a major leaguer to be good enough to do that, but they have been batting De La Cruz leadoff. Garrett Hampson, infielder by trade, stop playing him in center field, let alone right field. And Jonathan Davis, they call this natural born center fielder up. Good, just let this dude fly, playing the outfield and just batting if he's at leadoff ninth. And Jacob Stallings, a catcher, pitched a blowout. Arizona, Manny Rivera. You want his lineup bat? He's not a two-hitter. Fifth was a good decision. Ahmed is not a seven-hitter. When Daniel Perdomo starts, he doesn't bat seven. Why did he do that with Ahmed? He's a glove first player. Pavis Smith, bat first player. So he's not a leadoff hitter. He's a power guy. And he's also not an outfielder. He's a DH. Corbin Carroll, I know he's this exciting player, but when you have Longoria, Pavin Smith, Christian Walker, and Gurriel, he should not be batting third. Gurriel should not be batting second, and they lost the age of maneuvering. Okay, Red Sox, I like Tapia when he started in center field and let off. But again, Verdugo leading off or batting second. Second's much better than leadoff, but he should be batting fifth or sixth. Refsnyder, utility guy, should not be batting 3 through 5. And he's an infielder, not an outfielder. Keep your name. He's a quality player, but he's not a million or hitter guy. I don't want Jalen Duran fifth. Devers should be in the middle lineup. Because again, Duran lost his major league job because he couldn't hit before. They also lost the DH maneuvering. Justin Turner got to play at natural born position again, second base. And Nick Rivetta pitching on the bullpen. He's a starting pitcher. A's, Nuda is supposed to be in there at first base slugging. He beat Jose Aguilar's first job because Aguilar's gone. So why would you want him first or second when he should be in the middle lineup? Carlos Perez, is a backup catcher, let alone a third string catcher. He's not a middle hitter. Rooker, again, he's been a good offensive player this year, but I wouldn't second. Middle lineup is where you need him. Not Laureano, a glove first player, nor is he DH, nor is Shane Langeliers a middle leader hitter yet. He's just starting. And Tony Kemp's an infield. Stop playing him in the outfield. Okay, and then the Astros. I like that Dubon did play bat second, but with Altuve back, and they put Pena second. I'm glad Bregman's back to be in the middle lineup. 4, I would maybe say he's a 3 or 5 hitter. But that's fine, because sometimes you got Chas McCormick or batting seventh, and it's like, not really. Mariners. Ty France, middle of the order hitter. So I'm like that. Julio Rodriguez is batting third because he's their best player. That's a pretty all-around guy. But then when Kalenic is batting cleanup, when he can bat Suarez, Hernandez, or Cal Raleigh, that's a big of an issue there. And then J.P. Crawford back in the top lineup. I love that. Lost DH maneuvering. Haggerty DHing last is a waste of DH spot. And then the Pirates. McCutchen should be middle lineup, but they keep swapping back and forth between middle and top. Just keep him in the middle. Reynolds, second and left field. Best spot for him to hit. Best spot for him in the field. Connor Joe, I know he won his bat in his lineup because he can hit. But again, he's not an outfielder, the first baseman. Sawinski, I'm glad they're playing this guy more often every day, but he's not a middle order hitter. Keep Brian Hayes. Seventh is kind of low, but again, at least he's not leading off or batting second. Rodolfo Castro, utility guy, should not be batting fifth. And Jason Bay should always be playing shortstop or second base because they don't have a second baseman or shortstop right now. Not an outfielder, okay? Thank you for listening to another edition of MLB Observations of Week 9 of the 2023 season. From the Raider Entertainment blog, I'm Raider. See you guys next time.